Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Ross, and today I would like to talk to you about how to get started with meditation. Meditation for a lot of people can be very complicated and they don't even know where to start. You might have seen, pictures of people on a mountain or of monks, and you think it's like has to be super serious, but that's not the case. So first and foremost, I want to address what is meditation, because it helps to have some sense of what you are trying to do before you try to figure out how to do it. And so it can be different for a lot of people. For me, it's a way to let go, it's a way to connect to my heart and really my true self. And it can be a very spiritual practice, but also it doesn't have to be. Again, it's for any individual. And now the reason I started meditating is because I needed a mental break. So I felt like my mind was just racing all the time. I felt like I couldn't focus, I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't listen. I felt like a chicken running around with my head chopped off, which is not a good place to be. And this was a chance for me to just relax and to just let go and clear some of that mental chatter. And for example, maybe you've experienced this, but if I was reading a book, I would get like halfway down the page and I'd be like, what did I just read? Because my mind was somewhere else. Or if I was talking to someone, I couldn't be present. Like they might be telling me something, but I wasn't really listening. I could repeat words back to them, but I wasn't retaining information because I was thinking about something else. It's like I always had something on my mind. I was always worried. It's so easy to be somewhere else. And so through the practice of meditation, I really started breaking through some of that. And it's an amazing chance to just relax your mind and empty out. Because if you think about think of a computer. If you have 1,000 windows open, it's going to be really bogged down and run slow. So every time you meditate, it's almost like you open windows and you start to close them down. So to get started, I promise you, it's as simple as just sitting, closing your eyes, and breathing. Also, there's no wrong way to do this. There's not. So before you get into it, release any kind of expectation, also any outcome. Learn to do this as a practice. Learn to do this to feel good, because if you feel like, oh, well, I have to meditate, it's not going to be fun. You're not going to enjoy it. Or if you meditate in order to get something, it's going to make it tough too. So you can even set an intention before, like, okay, my intention is to relax, or my intention is to connect to my heart, or to get, some intuition on a specific topic. So again, all you're gonna do, you can sit. I like to lie down because I can get really deep. But if you're tired, you can pass out. So be careful. But you just sit and you relax. You can close your eyes and you breathe. That's all you got to do. And here's the thing that trips a lot of people up is like, people will say, well, I can't meditate because I can't turn my thoughts off. That's not how it's supposed to be. We're human. We can never just turn our minds off. So let go of that idea and realize thoughts are going to come in as you meditate, and that's part of it. And so you become aware of those thoughts, and then you let them go and you come back to your breath. And also, whenever thoughts come in, don't battle them. Don't be like, oh, why am I thinking of this? Just observe it, let it be there, and then go on your merry way and come back to the breath again. And I promise, as you start doing this, you're gonna start thinking about some weird stuff. I remember one time when I first started doing it, I was thinking Dragon Ball Z stuff was coming in from my childhood, or you'll think about exes. I mean, there could be a whole gamut, and it's so easy to judge and be like, why am I thinking of this really bizarre stuff? But that is the point of this, is because you start to observe the thinking mind, and you start to realize, well, if I can have these thoughts come in that I'm not in control of, because you realize that from watching them, oh, maybe I am separate than this mind that's thinking. And so over time, as you start to breathe and let these thoughts go, what's going to happen is there's going to be more space. And then this is like the profound effect, because in your actual life, you will start to see yourself wanting to react to things. You will start to see this mind trying to control you. And then now you've created this space so you can be like, ah, that's an interesting thought. So you observe the thought, and then you can make your own choice, because we're so wired with a blueprint inside of us based on how we grew up to respond to certain situations in certain ways. Also, our environment plays a part in that. And so whenever we take our power back through meditation, through observation, that's when things could really start to shift in our lives, because we put ourselves back in the driver's seat. We have control again. Anyway, I'll get more into this in other videos, because I absolutely love this topic of meditation. But this is just meant to be a simple guide to get started, just a little bit more on the fundamentals. You know, you sit, you breathe. You can literally start with a minute or 2 minutes. You can start in your car. And there's great apps you can use, like Insight Timer. There's guided. When I started just by doing, a few minutes at a time, 5 minutes. Then I started trying apps like Insight Timer is really good. There's apps called Headspace. You do guided meditations. Guided are also good as a beginner. And again, there's no right or wrong, so go with whatever you like. Guided meditations are good too, because they will actually guide you through specific things you can do while you're meditating. And again, there's probably 17 million, maybe 18 million different ways to meditate. So it's just kind of trying different things, finding your own flow. And my last tip for this would be to be consistent. Not perfect, but be consistent. So when I started, I didn't do it every day, but there was some consistency. And then I noticed when I would stay consistent and do it every day, like my mental state was so much better, things started changing in my life. And then if I stopped meditating, I would almost revert back to the old self, right? And so I noticed that it's very important to do it day by day. And then eventually I committed to a 21-day challenge, and I've pretty much meditated every day since. And like, that's what really, I feel like, got me the consistency, right? So I committed to the 21 days, and then after the 21 days, I was like, wow, this is really creating a profound positive impact to my life, so I wanted to keep going. So again, you don't have to be perfect, you don't have to do it every day, but if you commit to doing it every day, or just a lot, you're gonna see some cool changes in your life. And also, it can be for a couple minutes, and then over time you can expand and do it a little more. And then finally, and I promise finally, another trick you can use too is to go into a meditation and set your timer. So you can set it for 5 minutes, or you can set it for 10 minutes, or say, that's a good way to extend it, because you don't really know what it feels like. And so say you set a timer for 20 minutes and you've never meditated for 20 minutes before. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to get to 10 minutes and you're going to want to check your timer, but that is the point, because this uncomfortability comes on. Can you stay there? Can you stay with it? And is that a metaphor for life? Because how often are things uncomfortable in life, and it's just easy to want to stop or want to go do something else, or want to switch or change your mind. So it's a good practice in that. Anyway, I really hope this video helps you. Good luck with your meditation practice. Feel free to let me know in the comments if you have any kind of meditation practice, what you thought of this video, if there's anything that was specifically helpful, and I hope you have an amazing day. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.